So I went out on the streets of New York City to speak with folks. So let's hear from a gentleman who works in a hospital first. You work in a hospital?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think our hospitals are prepared?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
The one in Dallas?
Well, that one was, the first case might have been tough for a hospital because they may have not ever had experience with disease like that.
Yeah.
But now that we know what can happen, you know, people are going to be more prepared.
Dr. Ciatone, is he correct? Are hospitals now more prepared?
Well, yeah, I think that's true to a certain extent. I mean, you know, this is all uncharted water, really. And what we did yesterday, we're going to do better tomorrow, certainly. But, you know, some of this is a factor, I think, also of a little bit of mystery around Ebola. You know, hospitals are not naive to infectious disease. I mean, we live through HIV, we live through other infectious diseases. We have very robust needle stick policies and body fluid policies in place today. But clearly there's something a little bit different about Ebola, whether it's a different mode of transmission, I'm not sold on that, or it's the fact that the half-life of the virus is so long outside of the body. You know, we need to do things a little bit differently with Ebola, clearly, and we're learning. Okay, again, as we're watching the Nurse Nina fam there being taken by ambulance to the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, we're answering your questions. And this one is for Dr. Gounder, and it's from Twitter, and it says, maybe the CDC should designate one hospital in the USA where all Ebola patients go to limit risk. No?
Hi, Don. We have 4 biocontainment units across the country, including the NIH, Emory, out in Montana, as well as in Nebraska. The problem is that they have limited capacity to handle these patients. The NIH has only 2 beds. And we don't know where patients with Ebola are going to appear. Every hospital needs to be prepared to screen all their patients for risk factors for Ebola and symptoms for Ebola, and then if they have a positive screen, to do the appropriate diagnostic testing. At that point, they should be, once they have identified somebody who may have Ebola, they should be contacting their local health department, the CDC, and that's where the CDC Ebola SWAT team can come and assist until the patient might be transferred elsewhere. But I'm somewhat concerned that we only have the 4 biocontainment units. If we continue to see the epidemic spiral out of control in West Africa, we're definitely going to see more cases here, and those 4 probably won't be able to contend with all of them.
Okay. And again, thank you, Doctor, for that. We're getting, I would imagine we're getting fairly close to Nurse Nina Pham arriving at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda. It has been about 30 minutes, and our Brian Todd, who's there on the scene, is saying that it would take about 35 minutes to get there, and we're getting fairly close, we believe. So, Dr. Devi, I want to play this. I think we have enough time to play because this is a young man on the street who is really confused about how the virus spreads. Listen, Dr. Devi. Do you have any questions about Ebola?
Ebola? I mean, I've seen some. The problem is they say it's an airborne virus, but I don't really know this. You know what I mean? What does that mean? Like, technically, like, how does it spread? How easily does it spread? It seems like it can spread pretty easily if one guy can come into Texas and all of a sudden you have 20 other people that may be infected. So I just want to know exactly how it spreads. I've got like 20 different sources telling me 20 different things. I need somebody to just tell me exactly what's going on with Ebola.